Are you ready to go?
Christmas Unedited.
You're all set?
I'm set.
You gonna win?
Yep.
I think you will.
Here's something you can play that's fun with your family.
Let's call it a reindeer game.
Oh, it is gonna get hard.
Oh no, I'm falling behind.
Maybe I've done it too big. Then what happens? No! There's no way I can win now. I can't do it. Jordan, we're in so much trouble.
We? So you said we. Uh-oh, we are in trouble actually. Now, check this out.
This is terrible. I don't understand how he's got those in there.
No. Now it's tough. Uh-oh. Did I get it?
Yeah, you win. Mine does not. This is mine.
Welcome to Unedited.
I'm Yasmin.
I'm Jordan.
This is Unedited.
Welcome to Unedited. I'm Jordan, and I'm joined by Yasmin. I just won the reindeer game, so I think I should mention that
Is
as
it
we start
really
today.
winning, though? Like, is it really winning? You put pantyhose on your head.
Yeah, I'm still taking this as a W, okay? Whenever I can.
But whatever,
so
yeah.
Today we're doing things a little bit differently, as you can tell. We're going to be doing some Christmas baking here and talking about some of our favorite things to accompany that. So what are we making?
Well, we both have talked about in other episodes about butter tarts. Right? We absolutely love butter tarts.
Yeah.
So my best friend Sheila has this butter tart slice recipe that we're going to try out, and it's her mom's, so it's awesome. So I went ahead and made the crust really quick just for the sake of time.
Perfect.
So the crust is all there, but me and you are going to mix up the ingredients and put them in.
Sounds good.
Take note that there is
Raisins.
raisins.
Yes. What do you prefer? Do your butter tarts have to have raisins or no raisins?
Because, I mean, this is like an argument with people, like whether they want the raisins or not, or if they want the nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
We chose raisins.
Yeah,
We like
100%.
raisins.
They have to have raisins.
And just a warning, we have
can fit it
never
for
made this before.
Yes. This
We
is
have
first
not
time.
practiced.
We're going through
We've
this.
got nothing. All we have done is pre-measured all the ingredients from the card that I have. That's it.
There we go.
Okay, so butter tarts, let's start pouring it all in.
What do you want?
We like butter tarts, just anything, just pour it in.
I'm going to go with
it
this.
It just says mix
Doesn't
it
this
all
look,
together.
What kind of sand does this look like? A kid sand kind
Yes,
of, right?
like you can play with it.
Yes, I
It's
should.
awesome.
I won't. I promise I didn't, okay?
I'll do the eggs while you're doing everything else.
Okay.
So what about Christmas dinner? Do you have a favorite item on the Christmas dinner table?
I do. It is probably turkey. I know that sounds so lame, but I know some people have ham and some people like other kind of meat. For me, it's turkey. It has to be turkey at Christmas time. I know people who do steaks, and I couldn't do it.
I like the turkey, but I kind of like all the sides. Like I like the potatoes and the
That's
gravy,
true.
and I like the stuffing, and I like we have pierogies and lazy cabbage rolls and like all that kind of stuff. But I like all that.
Yeah.
What about drinks?
Well, one of my favorite drinks we're gonna make shortly is cider. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
There's the magical ingredient.
Are we sure all of the ingredients are in there now? Yes, they are.
I think so.
Good. Okay,
Are
I'll
you gonna
mix.
stir?
I'll stir.
Okay,
I'll stir.
I'll stay out of this.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
You tell me about your favorite drinks.
Okay, my favorite drinks. I look forward to every year Starbucks coffee Christmas blend. It's very good. It's my favorite blend of theirs. I don't drink Starbucks coffee a lot anymore, so that one is a favorite. Apple cider, which we're gonna make shortly, is another favorite of mine. Specifically, anything kind of like gingerbread. I'm not into eggnog. Are you?
No.
No?
My
Okay.
husband, though, loves it. Like, drinks a whole 2 liter in a week.
Yeah, and Nicole's the same way.
Like, loves it.
It's one of her favorite things every year. So, and but for me, not so much. I'm more into the ciders, probably the coffees. I can go for like the joy tea, the Tazo joy tea. I find really good around this time of year. Look at this, eh?
Look at it.
It's just.
I hope it's good,
looks
man.
tasty.
It does. We could just like eat from here.
We'll start spoonfulling it here.
Awesome.
So-
Okay, so I'm going to put this in the pan.
Okay.
And I think we need to start your cider.
Okay.
Right? The goal here, people, is that we get to try this out today. So
Was this water supposed to go in?
Oh, that's vinegar. Yes. Put it in. It's not water.
You can see why I'm not baking a lot in my life, right? So
this cider recipe you're about to start up here.
it is, yeah.
Okay, whose is it? Where did you find this information out?
This is Nicole's. I don't know whose it is, but it's one she's been making for a long time. And I think I remember it. So
we're about to find
we'll
out.
see how this goes. But I love cider. I think it's great. I kind of wish it was just as easy as putting apple juice on the
Well, yeah, and if you guys are interested in the recipes, of course, reach out and we'll give you the recipes because we know it's the week of Christmas and people are looking for ideas and butter tarts rock and cider rock. So just let us know if you want to. So, okay, get that going. I'm going to dump this on here.
Okay.
Once this is done, guess what? It goes in the oven and it just bakes for 25 minutes.
Awesome.
That's it.
Love it.
So we'll set the timer on Surrey.
So we'll go with a liter of this apple juice.
I might have added extra raisins.
Sorry, I tried to make that look fancier than I had to.
Like we're
I
a
don't do this very
professional
often.
cooking show.
So, and we're gonna get some cranberry juice in here. You know, I like apple better, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit less here.
Oh, I like the red. It looks Christmassy.
It's good, yeah. And then falling spices. And it's easier, I find, to put them in these little tea baggy things so that you don't have to filter the stuff when you're done. So I'll throw it in. Got it in. I will need a spoon eventually, but for now...
I just got rid of one. Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. We don't need one
We'll
yet.
get one in a minute.
Is one of the burners on?
No. Do you want it
Okay.
on yet or do you want to wait?
Yeah, we can wait a couple minutes. I'll just place this on here and we will now wait for it all to cook.
Awesome.
And we'll come back to you.
Okay, so Jordan, we finally figured out how to do the stove.
Yep,
To light it.
we got it working.
That was a little worry for a second there, but we're all good now. It's still on. Yep.
Nice.
And we've got the butter tart slice in the oven, so for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So we got some time to chat, to do some stuff. So is there something in the city we should talk about?
You know what? I'm going to go with in the news, and I'm going to kind of hijack this one. Is that okay?
Okay,
I'm going to talk a little bit about hockey because it's Christmas time in Canada, and that means the World Junior Hockey Tournament's about to happen. And I know a lot of you out there are excited about it. A few things about this year's team. It's taking place in Alberta.
That's cool. Nice and close to us.
Exactly. I'm surprised more people. I don't know more people who are going, to be honest with you. But anyhow, there's one returning forward. Winnipeg Jets prospect Cole Perfetti's coming back to the team this year. 16-year-old Connor Bedard from Regina. Everyone's excited to see him play.
Cool.
Yeah, he's the last 16-year-old to do that was Connor McDavid. So it's very cool that he's made the team. He's going to be there. A weird fact about this year's team is that all the defensemen shoot left-handed. And typically you try to balance that a little bit, but I guess you take what you take, right? I think it all starts on Boxing Day. We're looking forward to it. One thing I will say is through the years, watching Canada, I've always kind of been like gold or nothing. And I think a lot of us kind of think that way.
We all think that.
If it's not gold, it's like a colossal failure, right?
Yeah. It's our sport, right?
Well, exactly.
Like we have to, right?
And that's it. But over the years, I've been learning more. Like I've just been thinking about like the pressure that these kids are carrying because like they're playing for a country. There's huge expectations. Lots of us think that way. So this year, last year we lost in the final, I believe, to the US. And this year, I just hope we can get back there and avenge that. But if not, you know what? Give your best effort. Looking forward to it. Enjoy hockey. Tell us what you like most about the World Juniors. And what do you think?
I think we should show them what we were up to this week because that sounds like way more fun.
Yeah.
To me.
It may be.
Check out these videos. We were like checking things out, lots of lights. It's just going to make you put you in the Christmas spirit. So check these out. We'll be right back.
Just like it should at Yuletide. The parcels are all under the tree, right where they should be. Soon everything is Christmas-fied. Disney bonafide.
was so much fun. And we got to go with our families and with Ashley. And it was just super, super awesome. And I found out that some of the proceeds is going to the Children's Hospital.
Yeah, I love that.
So that was really cool. What was your favorite display? Did you have one?
I don't know. I think the icicles, like there were a bunch of hanging like lights that looked like icicles. It's so fun watching my girls kind of just run through there, and like they could have spent like 3 hours on that thing alone, I think.
Yeah.
What about you? What'd you like?
I don't know. Big Ben, maybe?
Okay.
I liked that it was like around the world theme. That was really cool. And our kids got to get passports, which was fun because Zara was getting right into it with you, right? Like getting her passport stamped. Same with James and George. They did it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. They weren't wasting time.
They just took
left
off
us. Yeah.
and did it. And I really liked watching your girls go see Santa.
Yes.
I love
fun.
just their faces.
That was
and
fun.
It's just, it just looks so Christmassy there and so awesome. So.
And I loved watching you and Dustin go and see Santa as well.
You're never too old for Santa.
Is it your first time seeing Santa in a long time?
No, we see him often.
Do you? Okay. This is like a regular event. Wow, I got to get with it here and go and see Santa.
Yeah.
I'll comment also, I thought that train was so cool. Taking a little ride on that. And just the food, the whole vibe. Check out Glow. Yeah. I think you'll like it. There's still time, right?
Yeah, and then we didn't want to end the night because, we were still having fun.
Yeah.
So we decided to take a tour of Christmas lights in the city, which was amazing.
Yes, but we chose the coldest night of winter to do this.
Again.
It must have been like 40 below, like not even kidding, with the wind chill. It was so funny because everyone came out of the car for the first little display. And then within a minute and a half, I think my girls were like,
your poor girls
can
were
we
like
get out of here?
frozen.
They were like icicles outside, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, there's so much to look at around the city, though. Apparently, there's a map that you could find that tells you where all the lights are. That's kind of how we found some of them.
What we were following,
Yeah.
They were really cool. I love that people put that much energy and time into it just to make people happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just really cool. I would definitely check them out. They're all over online. They're on Facebook and social media. You can Google them to get to the maps. But
For sure.
We just need to stop planning outings on the coldest day of the week.
I think so too.
Because the Santa Claus parade was the only cold day, and then this was the only cold day. So but
we seem to have that part down.
Yeah.
We figured that out.
Anyways, it's starting to bubble, your cider.
Yeah.
This has a little bit more time as well, the tart. So what we're going to do is we're going to head upstairs into our studio and we're going to do Advent while this is baking and simmering. And then we're going to come back and test it out and see what it's like. So follow us up there. Or just meet us up there.
While we wait for the food and the drink to bubble and percolate, let us get into the talk today. Today we look at the Advent theme of peace. Now we're going to light the candle that represents peace. You can notice that there are 3 candles lit. One that represents hope, one that represents love, joy, the pink one, and then the peace candle. And here we go. And the Christ candle we'll talk about a bit later. And that'll be lit on Christmas Eve in a different service. But today we look at the Advent theme of peace. When you look at the world around you, do you see peace? Do you think we live in peace all the time? Think about some of the things we've been through in the last couple of years. This pandemic, right? Yeah. In and of itself, the shortages of like food, toys, all sorts of things right now. The odd weather, droughts were huge this past year. I don't think this pandemic brought us any closer together as people. If anything, I'm pretty sure it's divided us, right? Yeah. And it's kind of made us take sides. And sometimes, in society, we just haven't grown as peaceful with one another as maybe we want to. In some spots, literally, wars and fighting are a regular part of life. And my heart goes out to all those who experience that. If you turn on the 6 o'clock news, you're likely going to see all sorts of stories, I think, that grieve you and that cause you to feel a lack of peace.
Yeah.
And
anxious, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, as soon as you turn
almost.
the news on,
Yeah. And so what does peace look like? I think if you ask people what peace look like, some people might say peace happens when no one's fighting. That might be peace for some people. Yeah. Peace happens when you feel secure or confident about something. We use that statement, I feel peace about this. Mm-hmm. And
almost like no conflict, right?
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Like no war, no conflict, and you kind of feel like things are okay.
Yeah.
Right?
No, exactly. Others might say peace is a state in which you can be in. For some of us, it's a way of saying goodbye. We always go peace, right?
Mm-hmm, we do.
I know I do that all the time. Mm-hmm. And but I think in some ways, peace can be about most of these things. And yet the scriptures, when we read the scriptures in the Bible, they tell us that peace arrived on earth the day that the Christ child was born. And that's Advent, and that's Christmas, and that's a theme that we're kind of going through right now in this season of life. You see, for years, the people, and I don't think we could quite appreciate this, and we've mentioned this a few times, but for years they waited for a promised Messiah, for someone who was going to come and redeem the people.
Yeah.
And I think the people had assumed that the Messiah would deliver them from their enemies, as if he'd come on like a stallion, right? And like almost like a man of war on vengeance and wipe out their enemies.
Like a prince on a white horse to save the day,
that's
right?
The idea.
Yeah.
I think that's what they would have been expecting.
Yeah.
And yet the Christmas story tells us, I think, how the Messiah actually came in Luke chapter 2 and verse 8. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'm going to read it. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of heavenly hosts appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to the God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests."
Love those verses. And that's what we call the Christmas story, typically at the beginning of the Gospel of Luke. And last week, we talked about that angel appearing to people.
Yes.
And how we sometimes have this idea that angels are cuddly and whatnot, but like the words used here are terrified and terrified, sorry, and don't be afraid. Yeah. And I think typically, you know, when angels appear, it's probably a little different than what we can envision. But the angel announces news of a birth of a baby in the town of David, and this baby is this Messiah that they've been anticipating. And now it would have been easy, I think, for people to miss this.
Yeah.
Right? I think looking for something different, something more powerful, they would have expected Messiah to come in strength and power, but this Messiah comes as a baby. And
crazy.
His name is Jesus. Yeah. And there's something just so lovely about it. He was born in humble circumstances, not the arrival a coming king normally would have had. I don't think this is something we would have made up per se, but he came to us, he lived among us at our level, though he was really far above, right? And not of this earth. And he would not only cause us to have great hope and love and joy to rise for many people, but he also would give us peace. And this is true peace that we can experience. Peace that we can know, peace that we can sense despite what's happening all around us in the world, like we talked about a few minutes ago. The scriptures refer to this as like a peace that passes all understanding.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Like you don't even really, it's tough
hard
to articulate.
Yeah. It's hard to understand that chaos can be going on. Things might not be happy or joyful, but you can still have peace, like his peace. It's crazy. Yeah.
I love it. And it's also, and I think this is a very important part, and this is the part I kind of want to throw out to this, it's peace that we could also share and pass on to other people around us. Yeah. And I think during this season, in a world with so much unrest, with a world of so much division and fighting, we could be peacemakers. We could be people who give peace, who give love, who give hope, who give joy, who give all these things to people around us who can use it.
And that give theme that you keep saying, it's crazy with the Advent, because when we've talked about peace and joy and love, it's all about us giving that to others around us, right? Like Absolutely. What he's gifted us already, we are to go out and give. And that's really the theme with all of these that we've talked about, right?
I love
it's
it.
not just holding on to it as tight as you can, like it's your present, just to hoard to yourself, right? You actually have to do something with this peace and love and joy and hope, right?
Yeah, and I love that. And I think that's exactly it. I remember when Jesus in one of the Gospels said, "Freely you've received, now freely give." And that's all. I think Advent encompasses all of that.
We forget that part though often.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's like, I want to feel good. I want to have joy. I want to have peace, but you just kind of forget about everybody else around you, right? So,
no, for sure. And so a big part of knowing this peace that Jesus brings, I think, is also to be a peacemaker in this world, to go out and to share it with others, living it in such a way, I think that reflects the peace that God's given us.
Yeah.
And really, I think people can use a little bit more of that in life right now. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5:9, he said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will see God." And we can know this peace in Jesus. We can experience peace, the peace with God through him. And we also become peacemakers who live so that others can also experience peace themselves in this season. And so a couple questions. Do you sense peace today in Christ? Maybe that's you. Maybe you have a relationship with God and you kind of, you can sense that peace today. Do you perhaps feel like you're lacking peace and you can use some peace in your life? And perhaps that's where you need to be seeking during the season, that God wants to bring peace to you. Maybe you look around at everything in the world and you think to yourself, man, some peace would just be good right now. Would just feel better. One thing we will say, and I'll end on this, is that God offers us peace through his Son in this season of Advent. And he's reaching out to us, not only so we can experience peace, but so we also can pass it on to others. So now what? We're talking about peace today, and that was been the theme of Advent that we looked through. In a few moments, we're going to try our drink and food, but for now, we'll just reflect upon the talk, and I think probably one of the more practical ways we can take this, especially during the season we've gone through in the last 2 years with this pandemic and all different opinions and all sorts of different ideals.
Us, right?
Yeah, it's caused division and whatnot. And maybe the best thing you can do is maybe just, I don't know, try to think things through from another point of view sometimes. Try to be more understanding. Doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone. You know, you can have your own opinion, but let's agree to disagree nicely. And in that way, I think we could pass peace on to one another. I think there's a lot of ways you could pass peace on. Maybe make a phone call, maybe send a card, maybe get in touch with someone who you haven't talked to in a while. But especially in this season, let's understand each other, let's play nice, and let's do our best to get along and love each other.
Yeah, and if you noticed when we were lighting our candle today on the Advent, there was a big white one in the middle, the Christ candle, that we haven't gotten to yet because Christmas isn't quite here. So we want to invite you to our Christmas Eve service. You can actually tune in online at 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve on the Neighborhood Church Facebook page, or you can actually head to YouTube as well. But we are doing in-person services as well, and that's at 3 o'clock and at 5:30 p.m. And you can come join us because we're going to go to the neighborhood church for Christmas Eve, and it's a candlelit service. It would be amazing to be there together, so we invite you to that. Absolutely. Love to see you there. Yeah. Should we give this all a shot? Yes, I want to try it, and this smells so delicious. What are we doing first? Butter tart. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready? Yeah. And we're butter tart experts. So, and I need to just point out that the only reason it doesn't look very pretty is because since this is unedited, we had to hurry up and we didn't let it cool. So we just kind of scooped it out of the bin and put it on so we can. So just saying, the presentation would be much better because, you know, my friend Sheila might be watching, and so she might be very embarrassed about this. Yeah, we did throw it out in the cold for a bit. We tried to. So good. So good. Yeah. Sugar and butter. Come on. I love it. Yeah, it's just tasty. So good. Raisins are perfect on this thing. So good. And how about your special brew here? I think it smells really good. So let's do it. Let's give it a go. So good. Like Christmas in your mouth, eh? It is, totally. And Ashley has some too. She's obviously not here right now, but she's drinking it as well, and she's trying our stuff. And we want to wish you Merry Christmas from Unedited. We're going to ask Ashley to actually come and join us so we can wish you Merry Christmas, because we're not going to see you till the new year. So, yeah. Are we ready for this? We are. Okay. Should we say Merry Christmas? Let's do it. Okay. All right. Merry Christmas. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. See you next year. That can come out in the end, maybe. Yeah. Ashley's like walking out of the scene. Well, and I thought we were done with the clinking, and then you talked again, so I was like, do I keep going? Antlers, yes. Well, it's a red reindeer. They have antlers, don't they? So, yes, they do. Okay. I'm singing in the rain. These eggs. Watch this. No, those are the only 2 eggs we have. Okay. I'll quit. So you know how to crack the eggs, right? I do. Okay. I'm awesome at it. So all this just has to be dumped into this. Okay. Are we good? Yeah. I shall mix. How do I crack this egg, by the way? I need something right here. Just the bowl. Yeah. Ding. And crack it out. Have you cracked an egg before? I have. How would I do the eggs? I'm not good at it. Yeah, you do the eggs. I'll do the eggs.